Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. One of my goals for 2026 is to participate in more reading challenges, other people's reading challenges, and readathons. So I always enjoy looking at these, looking at all the prompts and the game boards and everything that people have put together, and appreciate the effort that they put into it, because there's a lot of effort that goes into these things. But I haven't been participating in as many of them as what I would like to, and I want to change that in 2026. Yes, I'm already thinking of goals for 2026. But that being said, my very first one that I'm going to try and participate in is Covers with Cassidy is doing a Romantasy year-long bingo board. And that's the first one that I want to participate in. So I need to change my battery first and foremost. Love starting a video that way, but then I will walk you through what I have planned. Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully the angle hasn't changed too much. I'm gonna try and do as much of the hard mode as I possibly can. I'm still pretty new to Romantasy. I have really enjoyed what I have read. I don't really have anything in particular that I like or dislike. I love slow burn because I like the world building and stuff that you get with having a slow burn. There's more than just the romance to it. Other than that, I'm still pretty new to this. So a lot of these books are ones that I have on my shelves, or about half of them are ones that I already have on my shelves or that I'm wanting to get for my shelves. And I don't have books for all the prompts yet, but I wanted to kind of give you my tentative plans. So bear in mind that this is a tentative plan. This is a year-long readathon, and I don't know for sure if things are going to change or not, but I want to tell you kind of what I have in mind right now. So starting at the very top, our first prompt is a new release, and the hard mode of this is a debut author. So for this one, technically this doesn't hit challenge mode, and I didn't think about that when I chose it, but like I said, it's tentative, it can change. But for this one, I slotted in A Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle L. Jensen. I plan to read this in this month anyways, and I wanted to read it in the year that it was released. I didn't want to put this one off for a crazy long time. This is not a debut author by any means, but this is, at least for the moment, what I have slotted in for this prompt. I might shuffle things around, but I'm kind of getting my juices flowing for this one. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. So I have A Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle L. Jensen. This is the second one to A Fadington Blood. Absolutely loved A Fadington Blood. I gave it 5 stars when I read it, and I'm really looking forward to finishing out this duology. Next up, we have Hidden Identity, which the hard mode for that is Not Royalty. And for that one, I'm going to go with one I just recently added to my shelves, but that is The Mercy Makers by Tessa Gratton. This one, it says, it's a heretic must decide between forbidden magic and the ecstasy of forbidden love in the start of a decadent romantic epic fantasy trilogy. Irisa is a prodigy and an outlaw. She dons the mask of her alter ego, Silk, to create magical disguises for those in her father's criminal organization, but she longs to do more with her talent. So this thing is a whole lot of hidden identities and stuff. She ends up going into trying to infiltrate the Imperial Palace and its fanatical ruling family. There she realizes she could break down the entire corrupt system by getting the Emperor and his sister to trust and even to love her. But love is a two-way street, and Irisa's own heart holds the most mysterious and impenetrable magic of all. So I'm really curious to try this one out. It is one that has been published by Orbit, which, if you've been here before, you know is one of my favorite publishing companies. I always seem to enjoy their books. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I've heard nobody talk about this one at all yet, which makes me even more excited to try it for myself and see if I enjoy it. Now, I'm not sure if this one is going to be why choose or not. When I tried to look it up, it said it was just kind of depending on how you read it, but I don't know. So I'm really looking forward to trying this one out, seeing if I like it. The font in here looks huge compared to like other books. But I'm really excited to try it. And it's one of those like big paperbacks, and I love these. So that's what I'm doing for Hidden Identity. Number 3, or the next one we have, not number 3. The next one after that we have Take Down the System, and the hard mode for that one is a dystopian setting. This one is basically made for Silver Elite. And since I haven't read that book yet, I thought what a perfect opportunity to read Silver Elite. So that's the one I'm going to slot in for this one. I don't really know anything about it, and I've heard great things. I know everybody was super into this one here, not when it came out, and I kept hearing about it and seeing the cover everywhere, and I still haven't read it yet. So I'm going to slot in Silver Elite for this prompt. Next up, we have a BIPOC author, and that challenge, the hard prompt for that one is flowers on the cover. This is one that I don't have figured out yet. I don't know what to read. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave those in the comments down below for any of these prompts. I would love to hear your thoughts and get some recommendations on what romantasy books I can pick up or what ones I should pick up. Because like I said, I'm new to this, so I'm just kind of rolling with things. Next up, we have First Person, and the challenge prompt for that is a new to you author, which most of these are, so that part is pretty easy. But I'm going to go with one of Cassidy's suggestions, and I am going to pick up Serpent in the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent for this. I've had this one on my TBR for the last year or so, and I need to pick it up. I know it's vampires, and that's pretty much it. So I don't know anything else about this book, but I'm really looking forward to reading it. This is another one that I've heard hyped quite a bit, and so I'm really looking forward to it. All right, down into the next row for our next prompt, we have Blank of Blank, and for that one, the challenge mode is not Fae. So for that one, I'm actually going to go with one that just came out yesterday, and that is Ship of Spells, and I cannot remember who the author is of that. This is by H. Leighton Dixon, and this one is a fantasy romance, but it's like pirates, I believe. And it says, a war-scarred maid, a sentient ship, a secret that could drown empires. When Ensign Blue Mage Honor Wren is rescued from the wreckage of her first naval post, she expects death or disgrace. Instead, she wakes aboard the Touchstone, a mythic vessel whispered of in dockside ballads and royal war rooms alike, with a crew of misfits, a mysterious elven captain, and a mission tied to the Dreadwall, the crumbling barrier that has kept the overland and nether sea from open war for 100 years. But the tragedy that sank her last ship didn't just take lives, it left something behind. Now Wren carries a secret everyone wants, a magic that's chimeric, arcane, and slowly killing her, but the captain's mission may be her only chance to survive, even if he still doesn't trust her. Caught between privateers, princes, and spies, Wren knows each choice could sink her future or set the sea on fire. Ship of Spells is perfect for readers who crave the raw grit of Arya Stark, the world building of Samantha Shannon, and the slow burn tension of enemies who should never trust or want each other. So it sounds really, really good. Definitely the Arya Stark thing caught me, and the slow burn. Definitely made me super intrigued to try this book. It did come out yesterday. I just haven't gotten my hands on it yet. I do plan on going in hopefully this Friday to get that in the next Dungeon Crawler Carl book. So hopefully that one will be coming onto my shelves very, very soon because it sounds really good and I'm really excited to try it out. The next prompt is Indie to Traditional Pipeline, and the challenge or the hard mode for that is a sequel. And for that one, I'm going to use one of her recommendations for a series that I've already started. She talked about Spark of the Everflame, and I actually just read Spark of the Everflame in the last couple of months, so I'm going to do Glow of the Everflame for this one by Penn Cole. It is continuing on in that series, obviously, and I really enjoyed the first book. I gave it 4 stars. I think that I would have rated it higher if I wouldn't have like broke it up so much with reading other things at the same time. I think I would have enjoyed it even more, and I'm really looking forward to continuing on with that series. That series has been a crazy slow burn. Like there's tension, there's definitely attraction, but nothing has happened in that book yet. So very much looking forward to reading the next one, and hopefully I enjoy it. So that's what I have slotted in for Indie to Traditional Pipeline. Next up, we have Rep Matters, and the hard one for that is Own Voices for that rep. And I'm going to use another one of Cassidy's recommendations for something that is on my TBR, and I'm going to pick up Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I've been wanting to read this one for a while. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I really want to. I know this one is like trials and demons and like it has to do with the sins and hell and stuff. And so I'm really looking forward to it. I think I'm really going to enjoy this. And I know that Jan Egerton loved this book. I'm just super excited to pick this up and give it a shot and see if it's something that I like. And I love trials in books. So this is what I'm going to choose for Rep Matters. The next prompt is to start a new series, and the hard mode for that is an author who writes in multiple genres. Now this one I was going to do Fourth Wing, and then I decided to slot Fourth Wing in somewhere else. And so the one that I'm going to go with for this prompt is Servant of Earth. This is by Sarah Hawley. I'm counting this as the hard mode because Sarah Hawley also wrote The Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, which is more of a romance. So I'm going to count that as being a different genre because it still has like the paranormal elements of it in that book, but it's more of a romance. This one is another one with trials in it. I've heard great things from the few people I've heard of actually talk about this. I'm really excited to pick it up. I love this beautiful hardcover. I love it when they do the printed hardcovers like this. I think they're gorgeous. So really excited to read this one. Next up, the last one in the second row, we have an urban setting, and the hard mode for that is a secondary world that's not ours. And for that one, I'm gonna go with another recommendation. I'm taking a lot of these because I own a lot of these books and I haven't read them yet. But I am going to read City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards. So this one, it was I think the second or the third book that I originally saw on Amazon that I loved the covers, but it wasn't the first book. So I got the first book and I haven't read it yet, but I've heard great things since then about this series. I've heard that people absolutely love this book or love this series. And so I'm really excited to give it a shot. I don't even remember what this one is about, but I'm really looking forward to all of these. And I think it's going to be a really fun way to kind of broaden my reading and see kind of what I like and what I don't like when it comes to romantasy. I did read The Coven a few months ago and I didn't care for that one. So I'm really curious to see like if I like the urban stuff in fantasy or not, because I don't read a lot of urban fantasy. So very, very curious about this one and seeing how it's going to go for me. And like I said, most of these hit hard mode. I'm trying my best to hit hard mode for all of these, but if there's other suggestions or if it doesn't work, please let me know. Next prompt we have for the third row down, the very first one is Ghosts and Ghouls. And for that, the hard mode is the love interest is one. And for that one, I'm really, really excited for this book. I love the sound of this book with the synopsis for this book, but that is For Whom the Bell Tolls by J.C. Lynn. This one, it made me think of The Good Place just a little bit when I read the description of it. So the synopsis for this one says, Lily may not be thrilled with her arrival in the afterlife, but what awaits her there is fantastical beyond imagination. Deities in line at the coffee shop, fae floating between realms, souls making death a beginning. As she explores the afterlife's many realms, Lily finds herself drawn to a place most would avoid at all costs, hell. Armed with years in customer service, she makes a job for herself among hell's demons, directing souls to their rightful circles with more than a hint of sass. Lily's expectations are subverted every day in hell, especially by Belle, a demon general with a distractingly sexy voice. The two form an immediate, deeply healing friendship, and the heat between them threatens to combust. But something stirs beyond the boundaries of their world, threatening to destroy everything they know, unless they fight like hell to stop it. So this one, it sounds like it's going to fit the bill perfectly for having a demon as the love interest, and I'm just really excited to try it. I think it's a little bit more on the cozy side, or at least from the synopsis it seems like it might be, but I kind of doubt that. For as big as this book is, I'm really excited to see what she creates with this and the world that she builds with it. So I'm really, really excited for this one. Next up for the next prompt, we have A Voice Inside Your Head, and the hard mode for that one is Not an Animal Companion. And that one's really, really hard to judge from like a synopsis, but I took her recommendation. It is on my TBR for November, which I didn't mention it before, but this readathon goes from November 1st until October 31st of next year. And so I'm already behind. No, I'm not really behind, but I'm glad that I at least have an idea of what I want to do for these. But I'm showing off of her recommendation, and that is Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's on my TBR. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, and I hope I like it. I hate that his name is Kingfisher. I'm not a huge fan of this cover, But like I said, I've heard nothing but good things about this book, and so I'm really, really looking forward to picking this one up in November. These books are all so chunky. Like, look at this. I'm hoping this one is supposed to be really, really slow burn, so I'm really looking forward to that, because if it's anything like Shield of Sparrows, I'm going to eat this shit up. I'm gonna love it, because Shield of Sparrows is, I think, one of my top books this year, if not the top, because it was just fantastic. So really looking forward to picking this one up this month. And then we'll at least have one under our belt for this Romantasy Bingo. That would be a great start. Having at least one done in the start of the month. Okay, number 13, or I guess, sorry, I numbered all of these so that way I could have the hard modes written down, and so that's why I'm like numbering them off. So the next one is a friend rec, and the hard mode of this one is a recommendation from Covers with Cassidy. Now, I need to watch some more of her videos, kind of figure out what I'm wanting and what all she has recommended, because I know she recommends a lot of books throughout all of her videos. And so I really want to like hone that in and figure out what it is that I'm wanting to pick up. But really any of these books, almost any of these books, were in her video talking about the start of this readathon, the announcement video for this readathon. So any of these could fit, but I don't know for sure what I'm going to do for this one yet. I'm going to figure it out. I just haven't like sat down and actually slotted in a book for this particular prompt. So there we go. Next up we have Book Talk Hype. And the hard mode for this one is still indie while I'm reading it. This one, because Cassidy didn't do a free space on the board, she said we could kind of slot in a free space wherever we want to. And I have no idea what to read for this. I don't have TikTok, and I don't know a lot with the indie published stuff, so I don't know what to read for this. So if you have a recommendation that I could put in for this, I would highly appreciate it. Otherwise, I might use this as my free space and just kind of read whatever romantasy that I want to read at the time, because I have no idea what to do for this one. Next up we have Forbidden Romance, and the hard mode for this one is not enemies to lovers. For this one, I decided to slot in Things Gods Break by Abigail Owen. This one is the second book to Games Gods Play. I read that the end of last year, the beginning of this year, and I loved it. I give it 5 stars. This one is a Hades is the love interest, but him and our main character, I can't even remember her name, but either way, she is just like a regular human girl, and she ends up getting involved in these trials that the gods put on, and she is Hades' choice for a champion in these games. And so they're not really supposed to fall for each other. He's a god and she is mortal, and they do anyways. So it's not really, not enemies to lovers, but they shouldn't be together. And so that's why I'm fitting this one in for this prompt. And I'm super excited. I got the new one. I got the new one with the pretty pages. I'm so excited. I have the matching set now. The next row, the next prompt that we have is Trials, and the hard mode for that one is an academic setting, and this is where I'm going to slot in Fourth Wing. I know that it's supposed to be an academic setting. I know that there's trials in this book. I know that everybody loves this book. My sister loved this book. She says that I need to read it, and I just haven't yet. I haven't gotten to it yet. I don't know why. I tried taking it with me to hunting camp last year, and I just never ended up having the mental capacity to start this book. But I really, really, really want to read it, and I need to read it. So this is the one that I'm going to slot in for Trials. This one, I know it's going to fit both regular and hard mode for this prompt, so I thought it was a perfect time to fit it in, and I'm going to make sure that I finally read this book. Next up, we have 2+ love interests, and the hard mode for this one is not a love triangle. For that one, I'm not entirely certain which one I want to slot in. I might try out the Never List by Jade Presley. I don't really read a whole lot of Wide Shoes, and I don't know what all Wide Shoes there is to choose from. So that's kind of the only one that I know off the top of my head. So I think I'm going to try and slot in the Never List for this prompt, but if you have any recommendations, I would love to hear your thoughts. Next up, we have Single POV, and published 5+ years ago. For this one, I have no idea where my copy is, but I have the first 3 books in the ACOTAR series, and I have yet to read them by Sarah J. Maas. So I'm going to slot in A Court of Thorns and Roses for this prompt. I need to read it. I read Throne of Glass years ago and I really enjoyed it, but I've never read anything else from her, so I want to. And so that's why I'm going to choose that one. The next prompt that we have is a court setting, and the hard mode for that one is the animal on the cover. I'm not entirely sure what I want to slot in for this. I know there's a ton of books with court settings, but I don't know with the animal on the cover what I want to choose. So I haven't decided on that one yet. Next up, we have A Whole New World, and that one is to read a Portal Romantasy. The hard mode is a retelling or reimagining. For that one, I am going to be picking up When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This one is supposed to be a portal fantasy when I looked it up online, and I believe it's a Rapunzel retelling if I remember correctly. So this one is, again, huge. I hope that I enjoy it. I've heard really mixed things about this one, but I've had it for a long time and I really want to try it out and see if I like it. So this is the one that I'm going with for that prompt. Our last row, we have Reluctant Allies to Lovers, and the hard mode for that one is A Marriage of Convenience. This one, Cassidy recommended House of Bane and Blood. I don't know anything about this book, but that's kind of what she wrote this prompt for, is that book. So I kind of want to try it out, see if I enjoy it. And so that's kind of what I've written down, but it's not set in stone. The next one is a one-word title that is Gothic. And for that one, I am going to slot in Anathema. I don't really know what that one is about, but I've seen it pop up all over on YouTube, and I'm really curious about it. I love the Gothic vibes in books, and I think that one could be a really great one to put in this space. Next up, we have a shifter romance, and the hard mode for that one is Not Wolves. I am very excited to say that I am going to slot in Bloodsinger by Juliet Cross for this one. It is the second book to Firebird. Now, I know that Firebird was really controversial, the few people that I've heard talk about it, and a lot of people did not like that book. However, I gave it 4 stars. I went in expecting it to be a lot like Spartacus, and it is the right setting, the right idea, but not quite as graphic as Spartacus. And I thought it was good. I gave it 4 stars. So this is the second book in that series, and that one is Dragon Shifter Romance. Yes, please. So I read Abigail Owen's, what was it, the Dragon Heart Legacy series. I read Abigail Owen's Dragon Shifter series, and I loved it. Firebird I really enjoyed, and so I'm really looking forward to picking up the second one and seeing where it goes in that series. So that's the one I have slotted in for that one. Now the last 2 prompts I don't have anything slotted in for yet. We have Weapon on the cover, the hard mode being Powerless Main Character. I think that one might be pretty easy or fairly easy to fill, but I just need to kind of go and look around some more. I haven't slotted anything in for that prompt specifically. And then lastly is a chunky series, a series that's 4 or more books long, and that is interconnected with another series. So I don't know what to choose for that. Everything that I'm finding is like 3 books and maybe a spin-off series, or there's like an in-between book, or I don't know what to put in for this one. So I would really like recommendations for this one. If you have any, I would really appreciate it. So that is it. That is my entire bingo board. I am really curious to look back at this next year and see which ones of these I read and which ones I swapped out, and just kind of see how I did with this. I'm really hoping that I do well and that I can actually hit all of these prompts, whether it's the easy mode or the hard mode. Like I said, I'm hoping for the hard mode, but we'll see how it goes. I'm really looking forward to this. So are you participating in this readathon? What are some of your recommendations or some of the books that you are reading for some of these prompts? I would love to hear what you've got going on for this, what your ideas are for this. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.